building science all day long and
Yes.
make people's eyes roll in the back of their heads. You know? But we need to be able to convey it to homeowners. So we wanted to create something that was a little thicker and almost like a coffee table book, so that the buyer could take it back and in their own time without, being, hammered over the head about the sustainable features of this. They could go through it on their own,
Right.
And see what the different pieces are.
You guys can start with that.
All right, so this is the marketing brochure that Kiki did a great job with us with. But there's kind of a story just behind the brochure. I've been working on this project for about 2.5 years.
Yes.
And out on the front of the property was where the construction trailer was, right? So one of the things that the architect, Treff LaFleche from LAER Architects, talked a lot about was the home as a machine, And it's the most complicated machine that a homeowner will ever purchase, but they're not really even aware of all of the great features that go into it, right? So we were talking about that, and the builder, Walter B.B. Center, and I walked out of the trailer, and he said, you should go check out like high performance automobiles like Tesla and see how they're marketing. And I thought that was kind of brilliant,
That is.
And the first thing, so I started to go to dealerships and pull marketing brochures, and they're a little thinner than this, but they're all on landscape. And typically what we have is portrait stuff that comes off from the MLS, and it's kind of plain, right? So we looked at that, and one of the things that we realized was the first part of the pictures of any kind of high performance automobile marketing piece is really about the experience of the automobile, right? And we wanted to convey the experience of living in this home as well, rather than hitting people over the head with green features. I love this one. The air a child breathes is as important as what they eat.
Wow.
That's really meaningful to a parent, obviously. Right. And again, we feel like living in this home is going to increase the performance of all of the people living here.
Right.
The health aspects of this were really, really what we're concentrating on. And you can see sleep, focus, and well-being is one of the central chapters of this, and then we get into some of the durability aspects of this. So this picture is actually an interesting picture from a sustainability standpoint. This is an infrared photograph of the building. That shows it's a really tight building, Not that we even have to convey that, because we're talking about durability and resilience, Then we went to what do the experts see, and you can see all of the things that we're focusing on versus a home built to code.
Right.
One of the things that I feel very strongly about is if you're investing in new construction right now in Massachusetts, with everything that's going on legislatively, buying the minimum a code built home, I don't think is a really good investment. You've got to be moving to this part of the marketplace.
So what you're saying is eventually you think code will be this side,
yes,
that you'll have to be over here anyways. So.
It's designed at the very minimum to be there by 2030. Okay. But we know in California, next year, they've adopted a zero energy code for the whole state for all residential building. So every home built in California will be a zero energy home. We're going to be getting there as Massachusetts much, much more quickly than 2030. In fact, we have legislation right now that's on the books to look at 2022 as a possibility. Wow. And then, we get into some of the things that we've already talked about upstairs, some of the benefits of the third-party independent verification, the Q&A that comes with a home like this that you just don't get from a code-built home. It's just the builder and the building inspector checking stuff off, right? We've gone the extra distance. And then we get into some of the building science stuff. We'll talk about this when we go downstairs, but the Zender energy recovery ventilation system. And again, something that the buyer can take home and kind of take in on their own, in their own time frame without it being hammered over them while I'm taking them through the home.
Right.
Become part of a growing movement. You can see we're focused on health quite a bit. I'll show you the yoga studio upstairs, which is pretty impressive. So not only do we have a yoga studio, but we also have a gym downstairs in the basement. And again, the whole design in those 2 years of working as a project team member, we really made sure that the initial vision that Steve had for this home was reflected in the design, all of the certifications that we have,
Right.
and now in the marketing. So I'm really proud of this piece.
Yes.
The way it kind of evolved from this design process,
Yes.
was just one more aspect of this home that was
Yes.
really cool.
Wow.
Such a privilege to be part of. And you can see Rethink 39 group
Mm-hmm.
there, LDA Architects, and then some information about Green Phoenix
Wow,
and
that came out
Steve's
beautiful.
vision. Yeah, I really like this. I'm really
That's
proud
great.
of it.